Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Folks, I'm glad you're feeling good. It's important, you know, to stay hopeful. No matter what, as bad as the last 5 years have been, and as anxious as we're always all feeling, it's reassuring to know, and I believe important to remember, that at any moment, it could get much, much worse. Take California, where last night, Governor Gavin Newsom survived a recall with almost 64% of the votes. For Sorry, California Republicans. I know you spent 20 months and millions of dollars on this recall, but you know what they say? You win some, but not in California. And Newsom celebrated his non-removal in a speech to supporters where he laid out what this means for Californians.
I want to focus on what we said yes to as a state. We said yes to science. We said yes to vaccines. We said yes to ending this pandemic. We said yes to diversity.
And nothing says diversity like a rich white guy named Gavin. He also... all the colors of the rainbow.
Yeah.
Ivory. He also had strong words for Republicans who falsely claimed the recall election was rigged.
I think about just in the last, few days, and the former president put out saying this election was rigged. Democracy is not a football. You don't throw it around. It's more like a, antique vase.
Way to be relatable, Gov. Democracy is not a football. It's an antique vase or a bottle of 93 Chateau de Cam or orchestra seats at the Metropolitan Opera. Unless they're doing Aida, I cannot tolerate Verdi. Am I right, fellow football fans? Come on. Written to celebrate the opening of the Suez. One of the Republicans who said the election was rigged was talk show radio host and man still waiting for his mom to pick him up, Larry Elder. Even before Election Day, Elder posts baseless accusations of voter fraud on his website. That is chutzpah. Casting doubt on the integrity of our elections without first inventing a pillow? But after the results came in, Elder struck a far different tone.
As you know, my opponent, Governor Gavin Newsom, come on, let's be gracious. Let's be gracious in defeat.
Come on, angry mob that I whipped up with false claims of voter fraud. Let's be gracious as we concede defeat to the George Soros-backed lizard men bankers who want to smoke our children's adrenal glands in the basement of a pizza parlor. Come on. Come on. It's... Speaking of gracious in defeat, we're getting more details about the final days in office of former President Swampopotamus. They're coming from Bob Woodward and Robert Costa's new tell-all, Peril, which sheds new light on the role of Mike Pence, whose heroic refusal to throw out the election results on January 6th is how history will remember him. As long as history doesn't read this new book, because then history will know he sucks just as much as you thought he did. Because this book reveals that right up until the end, Pence was looking around for ways to do his boss's evil bidding. And to get some ideas, he called up former vice president and painting whose eyes follow you nowhere, Dan Quayle. Wow, Quayle and Pence on a phone call. What a conversation that must have been. Oh, to be a fly on their head. Pence... On the call, Pence asked Quayle if there was any way for a vice president to facilitate a coup. But Dan shut him down, saying, Mike, you have no flexibility on this. None. Zero. Forget it. Put it away. Also what Pence says to himself anytime he thinks about wearing shorts. Forget it, Mike. Put it away. You can't show anyone your knees, a.k.a. the devil's elbows. You know where knees lead to the thighs, and the thighs lead to the bathing suit area. Pence and scene. Pence pushed back at Quayle, saying of his boss, but he really thinks he can. And there are other guys there saying, I've got this power. It's like talking to a child. Well, Mike, if all your other friends were gonna jump off a cliff, would you? And there you go. Okay. Get me a shovel and a shop vac. Pence paints a picture, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Pence didn't get it, repeating his boss's false election fraud claims about Arizona, to which Quayle replied, Mike, I live in Arizona. There's nothing out here. Incidentally, also Arizona's tourism slogan. Eventually, Pence decided not to destroy our representative government, but this is a chilling story that illustrates just how close we were to disaster, which led some people to conclude Dan Quayle may have saved American democracy.
Wow.
That is a shocker. You really don't expect anything to be saved by Dan Quayle. It's like sending up the bat signal, and the guy who shows up is Dan Quayle. We also have an update on last night's biggest story by far. I'm talking, of course, about Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend's balls. Now, if you guys know the story I'm talking about, everybody's talking about that. We made some jokes and did some bits and some gags about these testicles, and we've got a few more, which brings us to tonight's Stephen Colbert's ball gags. For those of you, well, they took that away quickly. They took that lower third away quickly, didn't they? For those of you who've been living under a rock or a particularly large pair of balls, Nicki Minaj caused controversy when she tweeted, my cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. Of course, your cousin's friend is a much more trusted source than all of the world's doctors. That's why in emergency, you always hear people yelling, this man's having a heart attack. Quick, is anyone here someone's cousin's friend? Last night, we had some fun with Minaj's tweet in our cold open.
This one is for the boys with the swollen testes. It's a tale that was told by my cousin's bestie. No need to fact check him or debunk him. To the bats go the sack with two massive pumpkins. And
now, it'll get you. It'll get you.
Yeah, it'll make you move.
It'll get you. Now, Nicki's a friend of the show, or at least a cousin's friend. So, it's no surprise she saw the bit last night and retweeted it, adding, I never cited that as a reason I didn't get vaccinated. The lie is so funny, entertaining, though. I'd say something mean to this lady, but I really like Stephen Colbert. Hashtag Superballs. Nicki, darling Nicki. Nicki, for the record, I really like you too. That's why I want you to get vaccinated, so you can come on the show again. Because without a shot, the network really won't let you come on. Now, yesterday, this is true, Trinidad and Tobago's Ministry of Health was inundated with requests to fact-check this claim. So today, their public health minister made this announcement.
One of the reasons we could not respond yesterday in real time to Ms. Minaj is that we had to check and make sure that what she was claiming was either true or false. And unfortunately, we wasted so much time yesterday running down this false claim. As we stand now, there is absolutely no reported such side effect or adverse event of testicular swelling in Trinidad, or I dare say, Dr. Hanks, anywhere else. None that we know of anywhere else in the world.
Wow.
That really happened.
Wow. Wait a second. Sir, are you calling Nicki Minaj a liar? Because to do that takes some really big... Wait a second. Now I know why he's hiding behind that giant table. Last night, Minaj was also the subject of discussion for Tucker Carlson, seen here discussing the size of his own balls. Tucker was one of the first to jump on the story on Monday night, but he had gotten a crucial detail wrong, which led him to issue this rare correction.
Last night we read it, we put the graphic on the screen, and we suggested that Nicki Minaj's cousin is the one with the swollen testicles in Trinidad. And we were wrong, and we want to admit it. We henceforth correct the record. Nicki Minaj's cousin's testicles are not swollen. As far as we know, he's fine. It's Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend's testicles who are swollen from taking the vax.
I'm glad to see Fox News is finally coming to terms with some of its dangerous misstatements. And this time,
You gotta say the truth. Mean what you say.
This time it's not trivial stuff like, was the election stolen or should I huff horse medicine? No, Fox viewers, you gotta squirt that straight up your butt. Carlson has been reporting on Minaj's tweet because he's desperate for any proof that the vaccine is not safe, which led to this appeal.
We haven't been able to figure out whether this show is broadcast in Trinidad, but if Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend is watching, or his former fiance is watching, we want to hear your story. We're coming to Port of Spain to see you. Let us know.
That's right. Tucker's willing to go anywhere to get the important stories. Reminds me when Walter Cronkite went to Vietnam to interview Jimi Hendrix's cousin's friend, who claimed the polio vaccine gave him a micro-taint. Well, we don't have any images. This is CBS. We don't have footage of Cronkite interviewing a micro-taint. We don't have that.
Voodoo child.
I can't believe that. Well, we here at The Late Show also want the truth, but I don't want to waste my time on Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend or the ex-fiancé. I want to interview the balls, which, at this point, one assumes are now so large they've become self-aware and have the power of speech. Also, and this is true, we checked, and my show is broadcast in Trinidad. So Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend's giant balls. Giant balls, if you're watching, I'll come down to Port of Spain, or the French Riviera, or the rolling hills of Tuscany. It does not matter where. I just want us to hang. The point is...
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, come on, jazz cowboy.
Thank you.
Right.
The point is, I will go anywhere for a sit-down with these giant balls. However, I draw the line at interviewing a talking dick. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Jessica Chastain and Stephen Sondheim. When we come back, my new fashion update is the late night fashion segment for the fall.